Hey Sirens! So today we're going to be talking about your services and your products. More specifically in the beginning, we're going to talk about niching. And I know that this is like a scary word for artists or people in general when they're coming to starting a business, but it's going to come up really often. And that's because, especially now, so many people are starting businesses. And it's really hard to stand out among the crowd, especially when there's so many people that might offer similar creative services as you do. So, when you can actually really focus in on a specific niche or a specific type of client or type of product that you work with, it actually makes it a lot easier for you. One, because you're not spreading yourself thin and overgeneralizing and trying to do everything. But two, it actually helps position you more as an expert in your industry, and people know what to come to you for. And people will know what to gravitate to you for because they know that you specialize in that. So I guess one example for that could be, if I focused on identities, like brand identities, and I just sold packages for brand identities or brand strategy. So I would be competing in an ocean full of thousands of other brand strategists. Now, if I actually kind of slim that down and I, chose, okay, well, maybe I want to focus on holistic types, maybe I want to focus on yoga studios, and I only did branding for yoga studios, or I only did branding for 5-star chefs or something. So that means that my website would be specifically tailored for just yoga studios or just chefs, just 5-star restaurants or chefs. So people would know when they're looking at my page, I would start attracting the people that are looking for that specific thing because they're already looking for it. And when they're trying to make a decision on whether to go with a brand strategist that can do everything or one that specializes in actually what they do and what they need, they're gonna feel more comfortable going with the one that specializes in their niche. And because remember, people want to feel like they're in good hands. They want to feel like they're trusted, that they can trust you. So they're going to trust you more if you specifically work with this kind of industry. And also, people want to hire the least risky option. So people are going to hire whatever they think is going to be the least risk for them, especially if it's something with a higher price tag. So if you seem like you're not sure, if you seem like you're doing a whole bunch of different things, they might be less inclined to actually work with you than if you specifically work on exactly what they need and you're sure about it. They see that as less as a risk, and they're more willing to help you out, and they're more willing to be open to be guided by the expertise that you provide. And sometimes it takes a little bit to build up that expertise or to figure out what you want your niche to be, but sometimes your niche chooses you. So like for me, I'm a creative type, and I started Sirens just because I just wanted to be around creative femme energy and have projects again and just be inspired. And it just turns out to be something that I love and that I wanted to go even deeper on. So sometimes you can choose your niche, and sometimes your niche can choose you. So just think about where you spend your time, what you're most interested in learning about. Maybe even if you're an illustrator, there are so many types of illustration. If there's something that you could hone in on or hone down on and make it specific. If you're a photographer, the same thing, because the photography world is very competitive. It's going to be a lot easier for you if you're a photographer that focuses specifically on if you know that you focus just on landscapes, or you focus just on headshots, or just on wedding photography, people know what to come to you for. So that's that. And then you also want to make sure that whatever you're selling makes sense for the price. So if you want to have a high quality service, if you want to have a high price tag, you better make sure that you have everything to back it up too. So if you want to have a high price tag for your services, you better be comparing yourself to the other guys that also have those high price tags, and make sure you guys are in the same ring and that you're giving the type of performance, the type of expectation that that client actually expects. So just make sure that whatever your services and products are, you also are thinking about it lovingly when it comes to your customers. So how can you really take care of them from the beginning of the customer journey all the way to the end? Like, what would make them feel special? I know for a lot of artists selling on Etsy and stuff, sometimes they'll do like, they'll wrap it like they'll sell their art and they'll wrap it like it's a present, they'll write a handwritten note, like little touches like that people really appreciate and they want to come back. So just think about different ways that you can package or share your product or talk to people or network with people that can make them feel really seen. Because at the end of the day, people just want to feel seen, and that's what choosing your niche is about. Actually being able to see that specific type or group. And helping them through their stuff. Whatever you're selling, also just make sure to think about what the best way of selling it is. So a digital product, you're not going to sell it the same way as a physical product, or even or a consultation. If you sell like your strategy and your thought process, if that's what you're selling. So just make sure that whatever you're selling, think about the best ways to sell them, the marketing channels that people are using to sell them, and also just think about what other people in that industry are doing as far as where they're finding their clients. So a lot of times we can find our roadmaps. We'll talk about this in future future days. But a lot of times we can figure out. We don't have to do all the hard work from scratch. Sometimes we can find the easiest strategies for language or marketing and different channels, but just by looking at our industry. And at the end of the day, we're gonna have to know our industry in order for us to actually be able to thrive and succeed in it and be in it for the long haul. So we need to get comfortable with our industry, fall in love with our dream client, and make sure that we're setting ourselves up right from the beginning, because we don't want to get 10 years in advance and then not have the correct foundation, and then we could have been doing more, we could have been doing better. We want to start thinking about this from the jump. And I think that's it for today. So there's going to be a worksheet attached, and have fun with it. Just try to let yourself answer as best as you can. If you're not sure what your products or services are yet, I'm also going to be attaching a link that offers, I think it's like the 50 the 50 best options for new business owners, for women. And actually, we recently learned that 45% of business owners in the US are women. Whoop, whoop. So there's tons of options out there. There's no shortage of information. So just get those juices flowing and think about what kind of people you want to sell to. Sometimes it can just be, if you were, selling your art or at a party, what kind of people would you want to walk in? So that you would be happy and comfortable and really excited and fired up to work with. So let's just think about that. Okay, so thank you so much. We'll see ya.